Hey guys, it's your boy Dean. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing well. And today I'll be doing an informative video on Arena Breakout Infinite. And I'll be focusing on the mistakes that many players make and why you should not be making them. So if you look at my battle record here, you'll notice that I've played about 400 hours in this game. I have about 252 million. I'm not what you would call every FPS shooter's pipe dream, right? I am not a god at FPS games, but I am a very intelligent player. As a matter of fact, 90% of the player base are not FPS gods either, right? So in this game, you rely on intelligence, tactical gameplay, positioning, etc. So it is not hard to amass fortune in this game and be good at PvP. Alright, so what I'm going to do in this video is I'll be going through what I think is probably top 10 mistakes that people make. We'll be running through each one of them in detail, and I expect to see your comments in the comment section below and let me know whether or not you agree with me. I think most of these are fairly self-explanatory, but you never know. Now, before we begin though, just a quick reminder, if you do enjoy the content, guys, please hit that like and subscribe button, as it does help my little channel immensely. If you want to see some real life tips and stuff, when I say real life, I mean live, you can catch me in my live stream, which is about to go live about an hour from when this video is posted. And last but not least, come and check out our Discord. We're now over 2,000 members, and we are currently running a quick kit competition where I'm giving away a free composite case. It's running for the next month and a half, so you can still join and have a chance at winning. Now, without further ado, let's get stuck into it. So first things first, guys, you need to understand how ammo and weapons work in this game. So let's start with weapons first. If you go here, you'll see you have a large variety of weapons, right? But they all have this one hidden stat that not many people know what it does, and that's firing power, right? Firing power is very important, as it affects damage multipliers and also affects penetration probability. So guns with medium firing power sit in the middle of the pack. Guns with high firing power have a better chance of penetrating and also do more damage. So to put things in perspective for you, if we were to look over, say, the FAL, for example, where's the FAL? I went past it. FAL has a low firing power, which means this will take 3 M61s to the chest to kill. But if you take a gun like the M110 with high firing power, it will only take 2 taps to the chest with M61 to kill and 1 to the head. Having said that, the FAL will still 1 tap you to the head. But given that most of your shots will almost majority of the time go center mass, high firing power is the way to go, especially if your weapon spits out bullets. So that's why, if you look at submachine guns, for example, the MP5 is highly sought after still because of its high firing power. If you look at something like the Vector 45, even though it has 1100 RPM, with the low firing power, with purple ammo, it still has the same time to kill as the green Vector, which has medium firing power, but a lot less fire rate. So 1100 versus 950. So that's a bit of a disparity there, right? But this is still a superior weapon because it has different ammo for it, because you can get gold ammo. But that is besides the point. We'll get into the ammo in a second. That's why I would highly recommend you always run weapons with high firing power. If you cannot afford an M4A1 or a H416 or even an MDR, go for an M16 that has high firing power and also does more damage. But then we'll also get into the damage in a second, because damage, right, can be impacted by the barrels, and that's why I'm saying you need to understand your weapons. So for example, M16 and the M4A1 have what you call an ARL barrel, which is an extended barrel. This barrel will give you extra damage. Same thing goes with the H416. Not many people know this. We have a spreadsheet on our Discord. You can come and check it out, and you will find that extended barrels, especially for the HK, will give you 2 extra damage. So you'll put it up to 34 versus 31 or 32, whatever it was. So it's more expensive. It makes the weapon heavier. You lose on ergonomics, but you gain that extra damage. Now, here's the problem here, right? The AKs, as for the last update, they've fallen real far behind because you can't change the barrel on them. And not only they're like medium firing power, and they have low RPM, or relatively low RPM, should I say. They're not the lowest, but they're not the highest either. So there at 600 is relatively low. With the bad recoil, I recommend you avoid this weapon. Like shit effective range, shit RPM, and okay firing power. You always want to be aiming for the high firing power. If you want to play competitive or want to be competitive and get the best chance to kill someone, you want to be running high firing power. All right, next is ammo. Ammo is the most important thing in this game. You need to understand that if you have good ammo, you have a chance to kill someone. If you have shit ammo, you will not kill them. So you either want to be running high flash damage ammo, which is the leg meta, or you want to be running high penetration ammo, which sacrifices damage for penetration, but also very fast TTK. So, for example, if you were to run something like an M4A1 with a very good firing power, you may get away with running mid-tier ammo, something like the M855A1s. However, right, because this is in middle of the spectrum, it's not, you know, high penetration, it's not low penetration, but because you're firing so many rounds per minute, you can get away. However, if there's someone with red ammo around the corner, they will drop you 9 out of 10 times, unfortunately. But you can make use out of like mid-tier ammo. But that is limited only to weapons that have high firing power, which is why you will find that the Vector can wear down T6 very, very fast if you're running the 7N31s or 7N1s, whatever they call the rounds for it, right? But they are pricey. Even though the T4 ammo, given how good the fire rate is on this, they can wear down ammos. And there's this guy that I play with, he runs the Vector constantly and he slaps T6 people. However, red ammo will always outperform this. However, red ammo is also very expensive. Now let's talk about flash rounds. You want to be running flash rounds also on weapons that are high firing power. So weapons like, say, your MPXs, which have like 800 or 50, or MP5s, which have 800. But if you want to go super leg meta, go for this Vector here, a 1100 RPM, and the leg meta ammo, I believe, is not even that expensive for it. So if you go here, your 0.45, which one's the highest? So that's 54 base damage, 58 base damage. So you'll see, like, as you go more towards the damage, the penetration will drop off. So 53.25. You know, why are we 0.45, 0.45? So they only have 3 types of ammo. Wow. So you get the purple one. So your best option is the HS here, which has 58 base damage. But at 1100 RPM, you'll be melting kids. Like, you'll be absolutely melting kids with it. However, my personal recommendation, if you're going to go for leg meta, and you can do it so cheap, you want to be running either an S12K, or if you want to get a little bit spicier, the USAS. The USAS is every manner the superior weapon. It's just much better, right? Even though this has more range, this is by far the superior weapon. Like, the fire rate on this versus this, given that especially this is automatic, you don't have to tap it, it's much better. And what you run with it is the Type 8. Type 8 is perhaps the nastiest round, like value for money, in this game at the moment. It is disgustingly strong. So the way it works is it shoots about 8 pellets, I believe. 8 pellets at 43 base damage. So you can 2-tap any T6 armor in the game as long as you aim for like the legs or the arms. Go for the pelvis, you'll be hitting 3 hitboxes. So extremely strong. Extremely strong. So if you understand that how leg meta works, you will dominate this game. I make millions running leg meta on TV station, and I solo it too. Now let's talk about high penetration rounds. So rounds like the M61. So M61 is probably the best round in the game because of the weapons that fire it. It's not the best round, like for like, but it is the best round because of the weapons that fire it, right? But it is very expensive, and you'll see he's got huge penetration. And because the base damage is 50 as well, which is fairly high, given that it's a big round, you'll be double tapping to the chest as long as you're running like something like the M110 or like the M14. Anything else that has low or medium firing power, you'll find that there will be damage drop off. And sometimes that damage drop off will prevent you from killing your foe. So if I was to look here once again, you're going to be running that, run on the M110. Good 350 RPM. Now, the best ammo in the game is the, I believe it's called 7 and 37. And this thing here has the lowest ricochet chance. I think it's only 5% ricochet chance. So you may say, oh, but the T7 is overkill. The SMB is better because the SMB has more flash damage. But the SMB can be deflected off helmets a lot easier, and it's happened to me. It sucks when they deflect an SMB round. So SMB is T6, this is T7 ammo. This has 5% chance to deflect T6 armor. So up to you what you want to run, but understanding how the ammo works, it's very, very important. Sometimes you'll find that you can run naked with like, where is it? With a BM59 running M61s, and you'll 2-tap, 3-tap people. So very, very important. Alrighty, rule number 3, and this is something that even I'm guilty of doing at a certain period of time. Guys, do not chase losses. If you die 2 or 3 times in a row and you're getting tilted, walk away from the computer. It's okay. Walk away, get a glass of water, clear your head, come back. Because the problem is, if you're tilted, you'll just continue to make stupid pushes and you keep dying, you get tilted more, and you'll be just burning through your savings. And it's just a rabbit hole, right? It's kind of like a gambling problem, right? Like gamblers, when they chase their losses, you will never ever catch up. Step away from the computer, go make yourself a drink or go for a walk, come back 30 minutes later, 40 minutes later, however long it takes to clear your head, and just walk away. Otherwise, you'll keep losing, you might end up arguing with teammates, you start blaming other people for your performance. We've all done it, we've all been there before. Don't do it, don't be that guy. You know, stop, take a deep breath, go for a walk, retrospectively look back at what you did wrong, come back with a fresh head, and I guarantee you, you'll be making an absolute killing that way. Whereas if you keep continually chasing your losses, you're going to keep getting tilted, and you're going to keep losing more and more and more money. And trust me, you don't want that. Alright, next one can apply to solo, but it's mainly applicable for team play. Guys, choose your teammates wisely. Okay? If you play with a teammate that hesitates to push, or does not follow, or does not apply the right pressure, opens up a gap in your formation. And when a gap is opened up, they can pick you off quite easily. A team that moves well together, that's well glued, and knows which angles to cover is huge. Going in a single file, it's also no bueno, right? Like, you want teammate, when you're looking left, they'll be looking right. Whenever like you're looting, they stand over you to watch you. No one should be looting at the same time. It's just simple things like that that will make you go the distance, okay? Many times I've seen people drop down and loot their kills. Many times I've seen people drop down and loot the same body while the other person's looting. Stop. Don't do that. Let the person that got the kill loot the kill. Whatever they leave you after, loot it when they're done looting. Even if they tell you, oh, it's okay, you can take whatever you want, but they're still looting, take a step back, cover them, wait for them to finish looting. Once they're up, jump in there and loot. Okay? Also, back to the hesitation aspect, don't get baited. Like, a lot of people, they're not necessarily baiters, but because they're scared or they have gear fear, they pull back. Like, they pull back and they let you push first, and you pretty much can get swamped from any side because no one's watching your left, no one's watching your right. Guys, call it out if you have to. Call them out and say, hey, like, I understand you're not trying to bait, but this and this is happening. We're dying because of it. I need you to, like, step it up. If they're not willing to step it up, or you don't think they can step it up, then they should go and play normal mode. They shouldn't play lockdown, they shouldn't play forbidden. Because it will cost you money on the long run. Especially if they're your friends, just have an honest conversation with them and say, hey, I don't expect you to be a god at FPS games, but this and this is the situation. You're doing this and this wrong. How can we fix it? Because if you keep playing with these people, and even though you want to teach them how to play the game, you either like lower your pace and play at their pace, or just, you know, go drop the difficulty, go to normal until they catch up to you. Otherwise, you know, keep pushing first, you know, keep getting frustrated because you keep dying, and then they're gonna get flustered and they're gonna end up dying in the end anyway. So that is the most important tip I can give you as a team player. Next one is something that I keep hearing all the time. It's like, why do you pick up white items in your bag? It's like, why shouldn't you pick white items in your bag? Like, everything is money at the end of the day, especially if you're low on finances. You're not cool if you leave behind like a cable or something that's worth like 10, 15k. Like, it's not cool. It's gonna cost you in the long run. You'd be dumb to leave empty slots in your bag as you extract. Your bag should always be full. Even if you can't find purple, golds, or reds, fill up your bag, because at the end of the day, it's all money. If you're a nitpick, like put a cutoff, like say, hey, anything less than 2,000, I'm gonna leave behind. But try and fill up your bag to the brim. Now, when you're running the bags, obviously, like higher bag has more spaces, but it'll also slow you down. So my advice to you is go in the mid-range. So if you go to backpacks, the best backpacks to run here is like from about here, or even travel, right? Till about the M7 or the Retro. So these are all great backpacks. They're in the middle range. These are huge. These are not big enough. But these are budget. These are very expensive, right? And these will also let you stick out like a sore thumb on the map. So it is a bit of a give and take. The best value for money is probably the M7. It's a very, very good backpack. Check it out if you haven't. I think it strikes the balance perfectly between the big backpacks and the small backpacks. If you don't want to splurge, say 50 odd, because this can go up to 60k, you can always go for Chapman. Chapman's a little bit wider. This is a little bit longer. You get a bit extra slots with this one, but the Chapman can do the job just as well. So always go in raid. Always fill up your backpack, because any slot that's not filled up, it's you actually losing money. It's just a missed opportunity, and you want to have any missed opportunities. Pick up whatever you can, drop it along the way when you start min-maxing, but never ever leave empty slots in your bag. And last but not least, I want to talk about overgearing, undergearing, or should I say risk versus reward. Guys, in this game, you have 3 modes, right? So you have your normal, you have your lockdown, and you have your forbidden. And hear me out. This is my take on things, right? If you're going with T6 in normal, it's nothing to do with pissing off the community. You are taking a huge risk for a very, very minimum amount, and also just to get that ego boost. It is the stupidest thing you can do. Like, you're giving teamies with shotguns that can 2-tap you in your knees to take away and walk away with like 1 million worth of gear. Same goes to thermals. Risk and reward, guys. Save your high tier gear for lockdown. Lockdown or forbidden. And there's 2 schools of thoughts on this as well, but we'll get to that in a second. So lockdown is where you want to run T4 minimum. T6 is best, T4 is minimum. I think the best balance is running like a T6 helmet with a T5 torso. I find that works the best for lockdown. It's entirely up to you what your budget is, but at a minimum you should be running T4, because this is where you run into a lot of quick kits. This is where you run a lot of people running T4 ammo with T4 gear. Therefore, running a T6 build here, you will feel like an absolute juggernaut. And you may say, oh, but the Emperor, same can be said about Forbidden. It can, but it also could be said the other way. Forbidden, my advice, do not run anything higher than Tier 4. Because there's going to be rats there with T4 ammo, or they're going to be rats there with red ammo. And if they're running red ammo, and you're running T6, you just get double tapped or single tap to the head, right? Which makes it, you're just making yourself a big target because you're so heavy, right? Like most of these T6 armors, at least the ones, the bigger ones, they make you so heavy, like you take so many penalties. We have minus 18 movement speed, minus 10 ergonomics, minus 18 with minus 10. You could run this one, which is great, but this will cost you 600k. And you can still get double tap by type 8 ammo, or like double tap by red ammo. So this will actually work against you, especially with someone with an M110 and red ammo. So that's what I'm saying, run tier 4, or alternatively, run an M110, right? Big backpack, and a headset, and a rig. And then as soon as you go in there, kill one scav, and you're full tier 4 already. And that's your armor, right? And you've invested in ammo, and you've invested in your weapon. So that's one school of thought. Second school of thought is, well, go full tier 6 and just send it. Either way, it's fine, but know your risk and know your reward. Normal, stick with low tier gear, get in there 5-10 minutes, make as much money as you can, get out. That's what normal runs are for. And pray on the kids that wear freaking tier 5, tier 6, and they don't know how to use it, right? That's how I would say. But don't like go in there fully kitted, because you will get dropped, you will cry when you lose your gear. Lockdown, go full gear up, forbidden. Whichever school of thought you are, it's up to you. Both will work. Anyways, thank you for watching. I do appreciate your time. I hope you found this helpful. Don't be that person. Don't make those mistakes. Take it easy. And just pay attention to what I said. I'm telling you, you'll make a lot more money. As always, thank you for watching. I do appreciate your time. I hope to catch you next video. Peace.